Good morning on this 9th day of our Camino Portuguese. It's also our second last day. So we've got today, we're gonna pull about hopefully 30 kilometers from Caldas de Reis that we just left. And we're going up to Faramello. We're walking to Faramello today. So there should be about 29 kilometers if our math serves correctly. But there's always a little bit of extra walking in there, going to shops and having to go off the route a little bit to make it to a cafe or what have you. So it's going to be another long day today. However, what it does do is gives us a lot shorter walk into Santiago tomorrow. So instead of doing like a 25 kilometer day tomorrow, we'll end up just having to do 12 to 15 kilometers right to the Cathedral of Santiago. So tomorrow we will be arriving in Santiago. We're all pretty excited for that because we're all pretty sore and tired. We've all had some pretty bad sleeps on the Camino, we're not gonna lie. Even last night we stayed in like the most private of accommodations that we've had yet, really. And we didn't have the fantastic sleep. But we're gonna push on. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel now. So we're all really excited about getting to Santiago. And letting our feet heal up a bit, and legs and body parts, because we're all getting pretty tired. Can't wait till we get to the next cafe. Apparently it's like another 4.5 kilometers or so. I could really go for a cup of tea right now. Talk again soon. See you, puppy. What are you guys doing?
Chill.
Just taking in the sun, eh? Here comes the sun. So yeah, as I'm on my second to last day of walking here, it gets me to thinking. There's a lot of, I've been comparing the Camino Portuguese to the Camino Francés the whole way. And really I shouldn't be doing that. It's a completely different beast. The Camino Portuguese is much more of a solitary walk, and like it's just different. You're getting different food, you're getting different, like the locals are different. They don't like support you the same way as you do on the French Camino, and even like the community of the Camino spirit, like you feel is totally different. Yes, of course I would help anyone here with whatever I could, but there's not as many pilgrims and you see each other less, and you go to different points because the cities on the Camino Portuguese are a lot less supported. Oh wow, it's like 10 o'clock and it's already like 36 degrees. It's warm, but basically it just gets you to thinking that this is not the same experience. Where I tried to originally show a lot of the same experiences to Genevieve and Riley on this Camino, it's not the same at all. It's totally different. So it's been giving me a different experience than I expected even, which is both good and bad, because there are some aspects of the Camino Francés that I wanted to show them, like even the food, for instance, like tortilla de patatas, okay? I ate those the whole way across every day for breakfast on my French Camino, but here on the Portuguese way, I've only once you arrive in Spain do you find it. It's not something that is in Portugal, really. So we've had a different experience, even just with the food. The roads, for instance, right now we're walking along a major motorway here, and watch out for the thorns, and we're gonna have to cross the motorway here in a minute, and that's not something you have to do on the Camino Francés anymore. They have tunnels that go underneath the highways, and they have trails that go beside the highways. So even if you have to walk along a road, you don't have to walk on the road. It's not dangerous. I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure there are many pilgrims hit every year by vehicles moving on the motorways. And that is not safe, and it's not good for tourism either. Whew. All right, give me a minute while we cross this road so we don't get hit. Is this where we're crossing? We haven't. No? Did we just get lost? That's part of the Camino too. Hang on, I'm gonna have to stop this so I can check my map. Talk soon. All right, we found our way. But now we gotta deal with the motor. This is where we all let's play Frogger in Spain, guys. Let's go. So yeah, crossing roads, dangerous. Shouldn't have to do it. And from what I understand, it's even worse from Lisbon to Porto. And they won't add the extra support in until the pilgrims come. But the pilgrims won't come until that extra support's there. So many people I talk to don't want to go to Lisbon or start in Lisbon because of the fact that they have to stay in like firehouses and there's no proper support. I mean, when you even look at the Brearley guide or any guidebook for the Camino, it tells you that basically there's so many towns that don't have an albergue, don't have a bar, don't have a mercado, like a market. So there's no options for you to stay there or eat. So you have to push yourself an extra 10 or 15 kilometers to get to the next city. And the bed race is real. Once you reach Tui, every morning you're racing to get beds in the municipal albergue, and by the time you get there when they open, it's already full. All the private albergues and pensions and hotels have all fully booked because they're allowing pilgrims to call ahead and book ahead. So it makes it really difficult when you're trying to get a bed and be a pilgrim on the fly. You have to actually plan it, and you have to actually reserve rooms and stuff, which to me seems like it's not the proper spirit of the Camino. It's been difficult for me to actually have to swallow my pride there and reserve rooms every night, because it is a smart thing to do. And because when we came into Redondela, we literally checked every hostel in town before having to go get another hostel on the coastal route on the beach, which again, the Camino provided well that day, but you don't want to have to walk an extra 5, 10, 15 kilometers to get a bed when you're already so tired. Well, we'll see what happens when we get to Santiago. That's tomorrow. Like, it's so close. It's so crazy that we've already been walking for more than a week. It's crazy to think we've walked across a big chunk of Portugal and up the coast of Spain in Galicia. We had a full tortilla de patatas at this last cafe, which was the first really good one. I mean, there was an old lady in the back that made it from scratch for us. And Genevieve doesn't eat red meat, so she made a specialty one that didn't have chorizo in it and just had cheese and eggs and potatoes. So it was really good, and it was in the middle, just a little bit soft. Oh, it was so perfect, the best one yet. I hope there's more of this to come. I can't wait to show them patatas bravas. Can you believe we haven't been able to find patatas bravas anywhere? I mean, we found it in one city, in Tui, but it was literally French fries with paprika on it. Like, it was not right at all. So I can't wait to show them proper tapas either. The tapas has been garbage in Portugal. And even the beginning after Tui, you're not getting, everywhere says they sell tapas. Buenos dias. They sell tapas, but it's not proper tapas. It's little, anyway, it's not what I remember. You should be able to walk into a tapas bar and they should have displays of what the tapas is so you can point and pick what you want to try. Not a big menu that has set tapas that you can't even see, or like, anyway. These are the small things that I've been comparing to the French way, and I know maybe I shouldn't be, and I should be looking for different experiences and different foods. And to a degree I have. I've tried some of those. We got to try pulpo de feira. I know I'm saying it wrong, F-E-I-R-A, but it was so good, and it was a simple boiled octopus with paprika and salt on it. It was absolutely brilliant. That was one of my favorite things, and I had never had that before. So yes, of course, try new experiences, try new local cuisines when you're on the Camino. But of course, I want to try those old favorites, my tortilla de patatas and my patatas bravas, and even all the other, like the seafood tapas that and mushroom tapas, and all these different tapas that I tried in Logroño and in Pamplona. Those are the types of things that I remember from my French way, and I haven't been able to find here. So I know once we get to Santiago, unless things are completely different, we'll be able to find some of this great stuff, as well as tarta de Santiago pie, which is like an almond cake. We haven't got to try that here yet either, so can't wait. We'll be in touch soon and let you know how that goes, and we'll check in again later. Bye-bye. Muscatel. You know, it's amazing what a little bit of food and a little bit of caffeine will do for people. We're all feeling quite a bit better and quite a bit less in pain after our stop at the calf. It is super hot out, but we're rolling with it and we're all in good spirits right now. So let's hope that keeps up. We just stopped for lunch at the coolest little spot. It was like one of those little pop-up pilgrim stops, but it was in this really eclectic, kind of hippie looking place. The gentleman that owns this place, that runs it, his father was a stonemason and built this place and helped work on the Cathedral de Santiago. So he told us this whole story about how the stonemasonry was set up and about how his father was a stonemason and everything. Now he just has this little like donativo pilgrim stop where he serves some salads and gazpacho and things like that. We got some gazpacho and an Aquarius, which is kind of like Gatorade, and it was the perfect stop. It was really funny. He was very particular. When we asked for a stamp, he said we must eat all of our gazpacho before he'll give us a stamp. And then he tells us the history of the area, as well as his father being a stonemason, things like that. And he tells us there's a few places, like a fountain we have to stop to have some holy water, and there's a few other stops to see the different stonemasonry kind of sculptures along the way. Anyway, it was a really neat stop and something I really wanted to remember. But it was so kind of comfortable there, we all were starting to feel a little sleepy after the gazpacho, so we up and left pretty quick because we are going all the way to Faramello today, so we wanted to get back on the road. We still have a few hours of walking and we're walking through the hottest part of the day now. So we'll talk again soon once we're in Faramello. See ya. High five. Oh, this is crazy. Oh,